this scripture is so special because this is a very favorite scripture for Srila Gurudev. Vandeham Sri Guruvaram Sri Rupanugapravaram Brajarasarasikam cha Narayanam tam prapannam Sri Guru Charanam Vande Ramana Prestaya Bhutale Rupanuga Bhaktidam cha Krupamurti Narayanam Seva Kunje Braje Ramye Govardhana Girau Sada Radha Kunde Rasanande Tadat Seva Pradayakam Gurum Narayanakiyam Tam Vande Vinoda Preshtakam Yatpad Smiti Matrena Damodara Prasidati Narayanam Prabhum Vande Karuna Gana Vigraham Ragamarga Bhaktim Tattva Tarayati Tribhuvanam Gaurahari Param Preshta Nityananda Apinnakam Sri Gaura Narayana Bhakta Bandhava Priya Sevakam Narayanam Gurum Vande Sharanyam Bhakta Bandhavam Gaura Manobhishtam Purnam Radha Dasyam Pradayakam Rupanugacharya Varyam Rupamanjari Preshtakam Padita Bhavana Bandhava Yugacharya Narayanam Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimade Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sri Vasadi Gauravakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. My humble pranams to all the assembled devotees, Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis. And before we proceed, we'd like to really mention again that this Jaiva Dharma, as our Gurudev has mentioned, is one of the very important scriptures. All the tattvas from Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, whatever the scriptures, the Vaishnava scriptures that we are actually talking about, all the philosophies, they're all here. So our Gurudev had really read this 108 times. So his translation is amazing. There is nothing compared to his translation because he's a Mahajan. so that makes a big difference. So being said that, we'll delve into the topic. So the background, as I just mentioned, it's not an ordinary scripture, as I said. This was revealed to Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur in his trance. So Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, his eternal identity is Kamala Manjari, and she is serving eternally in the Goloka Vrindavan. So why this book is pinnacle on Vaishnava philosophy? Everything from Gita is there, everything from Bhagavatam is here, everything from Chaitanya Charitamrita, I mean all the philosophies. And not only that, all the extracts from Upanishads, Vedas, everything is here. All the Prema Rasa Tattva are embedded in this. So if one reads just this, all the knowledge is obtained. But then what are the things that is actually there in the Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Bhagavatam and Gita is, other than philosophy, any pastimes or others, they are not in the Jaiva Dharma. Jaiva Dharma deals with philosophy. But also to really make this great book as a wonderful scriptures that the devotees can really keep on reading is the style of this book. So style of the book is because it has stories. So all the embedded philosophies are actually coming along with the stories. That makes this very, very unique. Now, this Jaiva Dharma has two words, Jaiva and Dharma. Jaiva means Jiva. Dharma means is eternal nature. That is Dharma. That's what we are actually going to go. In fact, the very first class is about this eternal Dharma. There is eternal Dharma and also there is temporary Dharmas. That's called Naimitika Dharmas, they call. So, now, before we get into this little inside, there is a little introduction. What is the difference between Atma, soul, and Jiva? Because these three words are used intermittently. Of these three words, Atma and soul are synonyms. But Jiva has a unique meaning. That is why this book is not called Soul the Dharma or Atma Dharma, but it is meaning as Jiva Dharma, Jaiva Dharma. Because Jiva has a unique meaning. Jiva means it is living in the material worlds. So this Jaiva Dharma is really relating to where we are right now, and also is really giving us the light, showing us how this Jiva becomes the original soul, spirit soul, or pure soul, and which will be doing the eternal Dharma. So here what we are doing is Naimitika Dharma. So this is why this is given the name Jaiva Dharma, because it is actually meant for us to really read this, learn this, discuss about this. So that's Jaiva Dharma. Then also Paramatma and Atma. What is the difference? Paramatma is the partial expansions of Bhagavan Sri Krishna, who accompanies each jiva in the material world. Also, when at the time of Pralaya, everything is destroyed, and those jivas who have not been liberated yet will go back to the belly of Mahavishnu, and there also with the jiva, every jiva, this Paramatma is still there. So, but then a question may come, is that Paramatma always with jiva? The answer is no. Paramatma comes into picture only when a soul, all called Atma, has really gone, fallen into the material world dimension. Then to really rescue or to really help, to really take care of the fallen jiva, fallen soul, which is called jiva, this Paramatma comes in. Paramatma comes only during that time. So that means suppose somebody goes to Vaikuntha, or better even Goloka, Dwaraka, Goloka, all the spiritual dimension. What will happen to the Paramatma? Paramatma is not going to be there. Paramatma is helping only with the jiva, not with the pure, that's Atma or soul. So that means when we really go back and then be part of the Prakat Leela or Aprakat Leela in the higher dimension, not the material worlds, especially Aprakat Leela. So there, the jiva, the Atma is in pure form without need of Paramatma at all. Okay, so this is very important. Once the jiva is liberated, becomes the pure spiritual spirit soul, Paramatma does not come into picture anymore. Because the liberated soul is in pure form and is unique and independent, and no Paramatma is involved. But a jiva in its pure form is a servant of Lord Krishna. That is basically the nutshell, that's what it is. Jivera Swarupahaya, Krishnera Nitya Dasa. That is the eternal Dharma. But to realize that, it's not easy. So, even though a jiva in its pure form is servant of Lord Krishna, however, a normal jiva after death can also become the following. This is the scary part. When a jiva leaves the body, material body, why it is called jiva? Because it is really embedded in the material world, material body, with the material body. So when it really leaves the body, it can become a bhuta, it can become a preta, it can become a Vedala, Brahma Rakshasi and Rudra. So many other things also it can become. In the scriptures it is mentioned that in the basic form as a bhuta, there are, if you take 10,000 bhutas, there is one leader called preta. And there are 10,000 pretas if you take, there is one lead called Vedala. And 10,000 Vedalas, their leader is Brahma Rakshasi. Actually, there is in Tirunelveli, near area, there is a temple called Nambi temple. There's a nice story there. There was one devotee who was really attacked by this Brahma Rakshasi. Okay, it's Brahma Rakshasi is very powerful. And then 10,000 Brahma Rakshasis, leader is Shiva or Lord Ganapati. So anyway, a jiva also can become a deva, Indra, Chandra, like that. There are 33 crores of the devas, or 330 million kinds of devas. A jiva can become. But that is still jiva only. It is not completely liberated. Complete liberation means it becomes totally pure soul. So that means when a jiva becomes a deva, like Indra, Chandra, no, they haven't really liberated yet. They are just enjoying there and they're doing some work here and there to take care of these material worlds. That's what they are doing. So it is probable that a jiva even take ourselves. We might have been a deva somewhere. It's possible. But again, devas also can really fall down. They can go up or also fall down. Because devas are not of the liberated souls yet. Then above that comes Ishvara. Ishvara means controller. So controller means they have some power, some job to do. Brahma, he takes care of the creations, or rather it's a secondary creator, because first creator is, as you see, is Mahavishnu. So everything comes from him. All this creation Leela, our immediate the souls, as we see, is Mahavishnu. He is the one who really creates so many Brahmandas from his pores, of the hair pores. So many Brahmandas are coming out. So then in one of the Brahmanda, there is a Brahma comes. That Brahma is a Ishvara. Rudra is also a Ishvara. Because he is taking care of the destruction of the Brahmanda at the end of pralayas. There are different kinds of pralayas, small pralayas and also the Mahapralayas. Mahapralaya means the whole Brahma, Lord Brahma himself is finished. So they all go back to the belly of Mahavishnu again. So Brahmanda itself is going. So that is when he is breathing in. So that time, so all the other times like Brahma is going to sleep, these are all called, it's just Pralaya, it's not Mahapralaya, Pralaya. That time, this Lord Shiva with his 11 Rudras in our Brahmanda, they really finished this work of destruction. And Ganesha, of course, he is the one who really removes the obstacles especially from devotion and all. But Ganesha is actually getting his power from Lord Narasimhadev. So Lord Narasimhadev is the one who actually is the custodian of the power to really protect the devotees and also remove any obstacles. So Ganesha is like a kind of agent from them. The Kartikeya he is a warrior in the Swargaloka. So because Swargaloka has many things, many people are thinking, you go there and enjoy. No, no, their enjoyment is there, and at the same time, it also has so many wars, so many problems. They have, all of a sudden all these asuras will come and then conquer them, rip everything apart, and they will go, they have to go and hide somewhere. So for them, they need warriors and a Senadipati who is Kartikeya. So he is also a Ishvara actually. But above the Deva and Ishvaras is Maheshvara. So Devas are residing in the heaven because that is their headquarters. Remember when somebody is actually running, running a company, so they will be given some free housing, everything so free, so many things they will give free. So similarly, these devas, they are living in the heaven because that is their place of residing. That's a headquarter, but it's not permanent for them. When the jivas, after doing punyas, so many punyas they really do, they can really go to heaven. So when they go to heaven, it is again not permanent. So they really go there, enjoy for some time, and come back. This is what Bhagavad Gita is saying, Veda is saying, everywhere it is saying. You go to heaven because of your good deeds, good karma, and then once that is exhausted, you really come back. So that is the nature of the Deva and the Swargaloka. But again, Deva, we talked about that. Ishvara, we really talked about. Deva, Ishvara is like a director. Devas they are managing. So these Ishvaras actually to take, having many managers. Then Maheshvara is even more. Maheshvara is way higher than Jiva, of course, and higher than Devas. And also he is higher than Ishvara. So that is why Maheshvara, who is Maheshvara? Lord Shiva is Maheshvara. Sadashiva is Maheshvara. But he is not Bhagavan. So we have so far covered all the way from a Jiva, from the normal Jiva, coming as Bhutas, and all the way there eventually they really become a Deva also. Then they can become Ishvara. And then Maheshvara, a Jiva cannot. So this we have to understand. Lord Shiva is Maheshvara. He is not Bhagavan, but he is not Jiva. So Maheshvara means head of Ishvaras. Like Ganesh, Brahma, Indra. Indra also in a way is actually Deva, but he is the controller of so many Devas. So he is a god of all the Devas. So he is also a Ishvara. Sadashiva is Maheshvara. So that Maheshvara is Vishnu Tattva. Maheshvara is Vishnu Tattva. It's not Shiva Tattva. But then from Sadashiva comes so many Lord Shiva, and one Lord Shiva for every Brahmanda. Because one Brahmanda is controlled by a Brahma, but primarily there is who is the one who is doing the destruction there is Lord Shiva with his expansions called Rudras. Different Brahmandas will have different kind and different number of Rudras. Our Brahmanda is very small. So here our Brahma has only 4 heads. Actually he had 5 heads, one he lost. So he has 4. But there are Brahmandas which are really way higher developed than ours. There the number of heads of Brahma is phenomenal. We can talk about even millions of heads. I mean, which is, because how we'll understand is, it depends on the power of Brahma. That is how we say that. It's like basically every head is like a CPU. Kind of in the computer you say quad CPU or 6 CPUs, 10 CPU, like whatever we say, something similar to that. It equates to the power of that Brahma or the intelligence of that Brahma. So Lord Shiva is also Maheshwara, but this Shiva Tattva. That's the only difference. Sadashiva is Maheshwara. Lord Shiva is also Maheshwara, but Sadashiva is Vishnu Tattva, Lord Shiva is Shiva Tattva. Shiva Tattva is in tamasic mood, Vishnu Tattva is in sattvic mood. Then comes Parameshwara. Parameshwara is the highest. There is only one Parameshwara. Parama Ishvara. He is above Maheshwara. Maha, then Parama. Parama is higher than Maha. That is when we really hear that from the Brahma Samhita, Ishvara Parama Krishna, Sachidananda Vigraha, Anadi Radir Govindaha, Sarva Karana Karana. So this is the Swayam Bhagavan that we are worshipping. We are always dealing with these Parameshwara. Ishwaras are all servants. Ishwaras and also Devas, all those Maheshwara, Ishwara, they are all servants of this Parameshwara. Okay? All right. Actually, this picture that you really see, I want to mention this here. This is actually the picture I put cross mark. This is not a right picture at all, actually. This is not the right philosophy. Somebody painted it, but that's okay. But there is a lot more here. It's not easy to understand. The way the Jivas have really come to these material worlds, which the scriptures are saying that it is Tadastha Sakti, or the Jiva Sakti of Krishna. But how they really came to this material world, and from before that, where was it? Is a big question. So if people have really made so many philosophies, and one of the philosophies is basically what you are actually seeing as the pictures here. This is from a big organization, but I don't want to really to tell who it is. It's wrong. So here if you see Radha Krishnas they are standing there, and then the Jivas are really coming down, just trickling down and down and down and down. Finally, there is a lady who is just having 2 ropes. Actually supposed to be 2 ropes. I don't know how the painting there, but actually 2 ropes. These two kinds of ropes are used to really bind this falling jiva. The later part is okay, but not the before. We the jivas did not fall from Goloka or Vaikunda. From spiritual worlds, a jiva cannot fall down. Very simple reason, there is no Maya. Because there is no way of falling down means how will you fall? And also some may be even discussing saying that, but there may be some inclination because of the independence of the jiva. It may be thinking that, I want to really enjoy the Jadaloka. No, it's not possible. Because the environment, that means Vaikunda, Goloka, and all the spiritual worlds that we are talking about, these kind of thought will never come. Because it's the property of that loka. you cannot think about anything like falling down at all. That thought itself is not there. Because falling is attribute of Maya. So Maya is not there means there is nothing. So it simply cannot be there. Jiva can never fall from Vaikuntha. It is a false Siddhanta. Actually, some time back, I wrote a small song also saying that no one falls from Vaikuntha, because our Gaudiya Siddhanta is no one falls from Vaikuntha, no one falls from Goloka. But there is one sloka that many people will bring in. There is a sloka. That sloka is from Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th canto, 28th chapter, 53rd verse. It is really something we have to be very careful. It is really giving the impression that, oh yes, we were there with Krishna long time back, and then we really came out. Api smarasi chatmanam avinyata sakam sake hitva mam padam anvichan bauma bogarato gataha. So this is actually about a dialogue from a Brahmana. So the Brahmana is saying, my dear friend, who is the Brahmana? That Brahmana is Paramatma. Paramatma has really come as a Brahmana and then telling this to a Jiva. He says, my dear friend, even though you cannot immediately recognize me, who? That Brahmana. Can't you remember that in the past you had a very intimate friend? That is me. Unfortunately, you gave up my company and accepted a position as enjoyer of this material world. So this verse, 4th canto, 28th chapter, 53rd verse is simply referring to a unique time when the Jiva was dormant with the Paramatma in the belly of Mahavishnu. That is Mahapralaya. That is why I was really giving all this prelude for you. That's the reason. So during Mahapralaya means what? Because Brahma himself is going back into the belly of Mahavishnu. And what will happen to those unliberated jivas? They will be in the belly of Lord Mahavishnu too. But as I mentioned, Jiva, only those becomes Atma or pure soul. There is no Paramatma involved because they are not situated anywhere lower. They are in the spiritual world, Vaikuntha and above. So there, in the belly of Mahavishnu, the Lord's Amsa called Paramatma will be with the Jiva. This is what they really compare with, like a chickpea. Chickpea, remember? When you really take the chickpea, open it up, there are two halves. So you can consider like when you say Atma, there are two Atmas living in the fallen condition of a soul. One is temporarily temporary means until it becomes liberated, it is with that Jiva. So that is one is Paramatma, then another one is Jivatma. Jivatma, Paramatma. So when the Jiva comes down to the earth through any womb, the same Paramatma just continuing to come with him, with the Jivatma. So then let us see, what other purports from, especially from Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura, is amazing. So he says that. He is the one who is really bringing this clearly. This is Paramatma is talking. This is not the Bhagavan who is there in the Golokar, Vaikundar. No, he is not talking. The Paramatma who is always with the Jiva in the Mahapralaya time in the belly of Mahavishnu is talking. But how do we know that the Mahapralaya interpretation is correct? Because Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura says so. In explaining the word Sahasra Parivatsaran in the next verse. So basically, after this verse, there is another thing coming. What is it saying? Hamsav aham chatvam charya sakhao manasaya now adbudam antara vaikak sahasra parivatsaran. Sahasra parivatsaran. O noble one, how we were there? We were like two swans, two friends, who have been living together in the Manasa lake. See, Hamsav means the two swans. Manasa Yanav means in the Manasa lake. For how long? Sahasra Parivatsaran. Thousands of years. Far from our original home. Antara Vaukau. This is Adbudam. So here specifically he says that. That is where Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura takes and says, Sahasra Parivarsaran Maha Pralayo Yavat. Sahasra Parivarsara means thousands of years. Refers to the time span of the Mahapralaya. That is the total dissolution of the world, means Brahmanda. Mahapralaya means Brahma is also, 100 years he is there, right? So he's gone. He's finished. So that is a Mahapralaya. So that is why Sahasra Parivarsara you have to take. Thousands of years. And so Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura is amazing, but Mahajan, amazing. Our Gurudev just simply likes Vishwanath Chakravarti a lot. He brings in his purports again and again and again, so many places he will bring. If you take the Bhagavad Gita also, yes, he brings everywhere. So, he is saying that Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura gives a crystal clear explanation of the verse. The Jivas were with Paramatma during the period of total dissolution, from which they emerge upon a new creation. So this Jiva, time immemorial, we have been there in the Tadastha only. Why? What is that thing? How do you understand time immemorial? When exactly that happens? This is where it's now here Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying. Do you really want to understand this? What exactly mean by time immemorial? When you really got up, because there is no time, there is no kala. How will you understand? Do one thing, chant. You chant and chant and chant all the time and chant, your skull will open, internally. And you will understand now, wow, this is what happened. I never was in the place of my Lord. Then you will understand, I was born in a hospital. I was not with my dad or mom. My home is there. But I am born in the hospital. We are waiting for dad and mom to take us to the real home. I am just telling this as just like a very rough way, or very cold. Because this has to be realized. This is why Shastra says time immemorial, long ago, but you are still in the Tadastha only. We never went back to the real, the Vaikunta or Goloka, or those spiritual dimensions. We haven't been there. And then, this particular sloka that we are talking about, it happens again and again until we are taken back to the spiritual world. That means until liberated. This is what is going to happen. Even a single day of Lord Brahma is 4.32 plus 4.32 because day and night. So that is 8.64 billion years. One day of Brahma. And you are born and dead and born and dead and born and dead out of these 8.4 million kinds of species. What a pitiable situation that we are in. So the whole Jaiva Dharma, if you really read this whole book, you will get an understanding of everything about what is going on with us as a Jiva. Creation after creation, we have been suffering and suffering and suffering. We haven't got it yet. So, because here, in the example I gave, we have been it's like being born in a hospital or somewhere. We haven't got to the home. It's a one incident. But here, we are not going to home. We are again left as anadis, going galaxy by galaxies or brahmanda, brahmanda, brahmite, kona. Like that, we are all traveling. We are always stuck here. So, in the Jaiva Dharma, we have two parts. One part is what the Jivas are trying to do in this world. And what he should really do, sadhana. So, sambandha, abhideya, prayojana. So, Jaiva Dharma in the first part, 1, which is chapters 1 to 25, it is saying, who are you? What is the sambandha between you and the Lord? Who can give the sambandha? A guru can give the sambandha. And then, okay, there is a sambandha is there. He is my mom and dad or my parent. But then what should I do to really go back? You have to call them to really so that we cannot go. We have to shout, we have to cry. That crying is abhideya. What we should do, how you should cry. That is also when only a guru is teaching us. That is sadhana. Then what will happen when we succeed in the sadhana? Of course, it may take again so many births after birth. Doesn't matter. But eventually, the prayojana will come. What is the prayojana? Prayojana is final achievement, the goal achieved. Now we are in the home. So that means we are born somewhere in the hospital, like the, in the Tadastha. And Tadastha also, we were given some chance to really go up. But those, unfortunately, many jivas who have been suffering in these material worlds did not look up. It had problem. It could not see properly. And it didn't really have the proper cognition to understand what is the best way of things to do. Instead of looking upwards, we looked downstairs. So there you go, Maya Devi. Now that picture is with a new explanation that I have given, now you understand it. So there is no Krishna, no, you take out all the Krishna picture, everything. Here you have to put only the belly of Mahavishnu. So from the belly of Mahavishnu, Some went up and some fell down. Okay, so that's a new picture that I used it somewhere else, but now I don't remember that. Oh, here you go. I have it here. Yes, now you see here. The same picture, what I did was I modified it. And what you see in the middle is where you see that is Mahavishnu. So what I'm showing that as a green are those Tatastha Jivas. They really looked up and they reached spiritual world. And they are eternally happy there. But those who followed the red arrow, they are the one which you really saw in the other picture that I really mentioned there. So this is how the whole thing comes there. Okay, so what happens when the soul falls down from the Tatastha region into the material world? Maya Devi catches the falling Jiva. She has 2 ropes, not 1 rope. What are those 2 ropes? Can anyone say? What are those two ropes I am referring to? Anyone? Any guess? 1 rope is called I. I. Me. Me who? Oh, I am a man. I'm a girl, or I'm a boy. I am an engineer. Oh, I am so and so. Or if you are born as a dog, I am a dog. This is this is what So you are identifying yourself with the body. This is the first rope she puts on you. On whom? On those who falling down. Who followed the red arrow in the picture. Then there is another rope coming into picture. That is mine. Oh, this belongs to me. You mean mine. So one is I, other one is mine. It belongs to me. My wife, my job, my house, my this, my society. Now we are, see, this is what is going on. So I and mine, these are the 2 ropes, and correspondingly, she also gives 2 bodies to the jiva. So the jivas now, as soon as the rope is done, rope is tied, it's called ahankar. Ahankar is I and mine. These 2 things are called ahankar. And she gives 2 bodies. One is the linga body, linga sarira, gross body. But then subtle body. Actually what happens is, who is coming down? It's the falling jiva. Falling jiva with what? I told you before. A jiva, until it liberates, there is Paramatma there. And that jiva was always in the belly of Mahavishnu with Paramatma. So now both are coming together. Paramatma and Jivatma, they are coming down. That's what is happening. And now this ahankar develops in the what? Who develops the ahankar? Jivatma develops the ahankar. So he puts one covering first. That first covering is subtle body. So the subtle body is the one which really has ahankar, intelligence. That ahankar is also called false ego. Intelligence, what kind of intelligence that we are talking about? Only material intelligence. It is not spiritual intelligence. We may say, oh, I am intelligent. I am so, oh yeah, I am doing this thing, this and all kinds of big project. Yes, that's intelligence, correct. But it's material intelligence. That intelligence has no value in the spiritual dimension. In fact, in the perspective of our position as Jiva or Atma or soul, it has no value. So that is the intelligence, because it is coming into the hand of the Maya Devi, who is really controller of this material world. Intelligence and mind. You may say, I am not able to see my mind, so it has to be something spiritual. No, mind is also material. What is the mind is doing? This gross body, which is called Linga Sarira, is primarily having all the nervous systems and these and all chakras, everything, all the so sophisticated, everything is there. And the indriyas, those are the senses, sense objects. They are all reporting to one boss called mind. So the mind is coming from those are the information data coming from the senses. So because it is coming from the material senses, that the mind is also material. But we cannot see. That doesn't mean that it is spiritual. No. Our mind is material, intelligence is material, and false ego is also semi-material, because there is something called true ego. Your ego is there. Actually, Atma has ego. But this is false ego is materialist, because it's identifying with the body. I am this, I am that, all kinds of things. I am engineer, I am a doctor, I am this, and we are identified with our body. But the true ego is what? Jivera Swarupa. That Swarupa is this Krishna Dasa. That's why we give all the names. Krishna Dasa or Krishna Dasis. That is the true ego. So why Gurudev is actually giving the names like this? Dasa, because that's the true ego. Our ego, that is the true ego. So when you are falling down, we are going to false ego. So when you are going up, following the green arrow, true ego is there. But falling down, false ego. So basically then, a falling jiva along with the Paramatma is the one which Maya is catching. Now as like a mother, actually when mother is giving a bath to the child, first thing what she does is, she puts the banyan, remember, inner garment, right? Inner garment, right? Because he puts some powder, whatever it is, and then she puts the inner garment. That banyan is subtle body. Then she really puts a garment, especially when in the place of the cold countries and all. Now you need layer. So here we are talking about the two layers in this case. So the grass body is like the outer cloth. Yeah, like for example, I am wearing, I am wearing a banyan here because it's cold here. So this subtle body and the grass body, something like that. So that's what the mother Maya Devi does it. Durga Devi is giving this subtle body and this grass body. Now there is also some communication there. Remember again, as soon as there are living entities there, then there is communication, isn't it? As soon as we get a phone, we connect to the this thing, WhatsApp, this everything, all the thing coming there. So a lot of communication is coming. So here we are talking about so much of communication. So you have a jiva, I won't call it soul. Soul means pure. So jiva. On that is a subtle body. Okay, now you see the diagram, it will be clear. See, soul and subtle body and grass body. Right? The soul belongs to where? Spiritual realm. The soul actually belongs originally. Remember, you are born in the hospital, doesn't matter. Tadastha Sakti doesn't matter. But you belong to the parent. You belong to the parent. So that means you belong to the spiritual realm. So that communication, even though it's dormant, but there will be there. That is called Turiya. Turiya literally means spiritual worldly communication. It may not be very clear. But Srimad Bhagavatam, you can see that thing in the Srimad Bhagavatam. It is saying that when a jiva is bound to be born and it is in the womb, it will be always something like this only. It will be always there in that kind of position, praying to the Lord. So there is a communication actually there too. So it is said in the Srimad Bhagavatam that soul or that jiva will be offering so many prayers with tears. Oh Lord, so many times you have really given me these kind of opportunities. I wasted all of them. Now this time, I promise you that I am going to use all my 100% of my lifetime only to serve you, O Lord. Other than that, I will not do anything. Again and again and again, that soul, that jiva is praying and praying. So that communication is there. So that soul, that is communicating to the spiritual realm is called Turiya. As I mentioned, Srimad Bhagavatam has that too. But even when we are born, we still have, the soul will be always communicating to the spiritual realm only. It doesn't want to involve in these material things there. It's sleeping otherwise. As soon as we really see some wonderful kirtan, some harikatha is coming, the soul awakens and likes to hear. Because it is spiritual realm. That is Turiya. Then there is also, within the soul itself, it is like you are talking to yourself. Right? You will be talking to sometime. Oh yeah, what this is something what I did. Oh, I should not have done this one. Why did I do this? Why I said this? You are really talking to yourself. That within the soul is actually talking about what is called susupti. It's not routed to anywhere. It's not routed to the spiritual realm. No, that is Turiya. It's not routed to the external this thing. It's not. It's only you yourself speaking yourself. The mad people normally they will be talking to themselves. Yes, keep on continuing. They will be giving harikatha to themselves and they will be hearing the same harikatha like that. So that is Sushupti within the soul. And this also happens in the deep sleep. The Susupti is also happens in the deep sleep. Because in sleeping, when we really sleep, we go through several layers. There is one called REM sleep, and the scientists are actually calling all those things also. But our scriptures are also talking about so many things. But that is not our favorite subject anyway. We'll just go be in the just like a cross level. So that in the deep sleep also, the Susupti is there. There will be some interactions within the soul, within the soul. Then if it is not in the REM sleep or something like that, then there will be, I think REM means no dream or something, I don't know. But there is another stage called Swapnam. Swapna literally means dream. This dream is a messaging center between the soul and the Paramatma. Paramatma is arranging some messaging center. You go and communicate. Suppose you are about to get into some problem. So the Paramatma will give a warning. So he will get into some dream. whatever something is going to happen, you have to be careful, or whatever like that. Some warning will come. Similarly, suppose some good things is going to happen, that message will also come. Then also sometimes you may dream and dream, I want to become a millionaire or a billionaire or a trillionaire or whatever you want to dream, and I want to be here. You can dream. That dream also sometimes the Paramatma manifests as a dream. Even though dreams are not meant for these kind of things, but that can also happen. So Paramatma is the one who controls creating the dreams. Swapnam. Paramatma's side. Now you can understand why Paramatma has to be always with us, along with the Jiva. Because Paramatma is the one who really takes care of, he's like a baby, is surrendered completely to the mother. You cannot really take the milk bottle itself and then pour the milk and then drink itself. No. It is relying on the mother to do everything. And we eat food, lot of food sometimes. Go to restaurant also and eat like crazy. But are you digesting? Who is digesting that? Paramatma is digesting. He says that in the Gita and all the other scriptures. I am the one who really, you eat, you try to enjoy. But who is going to digest? I have to digest. And you run into so many problems, diseases. And I am the one who really, provide you these vital folds so that the disease gets cured. Everything I have to do. You just happily go to sleep. But who is really going to take care of your lungs running properly, your heart is running properly, and all the digestion, all the things, all the nutrients, and they're all, circulated to all your whole body. Are you doing it? When you are sleeping, are you saying that, okay, oh yes, I am now controlling my lungs, okay, now my heart, okay, are we doing it? No. We have in fact no control, hardly any control. So Paramatma is doing everything. Blood pressure also, perfect pressure has to be there. Otherwise it will be problem, no? Instead of 120, it goes a little high. Oh, then problem, BP medicine, then medicine you have to take. Paramatma is maintaining everything carefully. But we violate, that's why we run into problem. But even then you will be trying to take care of. And even after when you really die, suppose you really, just to take this life granted and try to enjoy, and then you get so many disease and this everything, you die early. He's coming with you still, because he is like the real mother, making sure that until you get delivered and reach Bhagavan and doing seva there, until then he is going to be with you. Our mother, father won't be really doing this much. Our mother is going to be doing only until you are capable of doing by yourself. After that, she is not going to do. Oh, no, you take care of this one. Why are you asking me? So, right? They won't. But Paramatma is so much merciful. He is to try, sit always with you. That was the sloka that in Srimad Bhagavatam that we really just read that. Anyway, so the dream is a messaging center arranged by Paramatma to communicate with the soul some messages. There are a lot of meanings are there, so many things are there. That is the dreams interpretations. That's another science altogether. Then there is one more kind of communication coming into picture, that's called Jagruti. Soul to the material world. Actually, soul is happy only in doing religious activities. Soul gets happy. The food for soul is Harikatha and Nama Sankirtan. Sravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Padasevanam. These are the 9 angas, or if it is expanded into 64 angas fully, these are the food to the soul. So that means if anyone is really concentrating on these 64 angas of bhakti, that means his soul is awakened. That's what it means. And at the same time, somebody who has no inclination of hearing harikatha, he won't even talk about God, completely nastika, means his soul is sleeping. This birth is going to waste like an animal life. So that is the food for the soul I mentioned. But here, this Jagruti is actually through the senses. So soul is not really happy, but there is a communication coming. Because everything has to come from the soul. Because soul is the real living thing. Because as such, the linga body is not really of anything other than, this is jada. Grass body is jada. And then also the subtle body, which is the Sushma Deha, there is a Sushma Deha, that is also controlled by soul only. Because with the soul goes away, what happens to this subtle, this grass body? Nothing it can do. But then when this soul leaves, or the jiva leaves the grass body, what is going with them? Subtle body goes with them. So in a way, when I said that Maya Devi is giving subtle body, she is actually re-establishing the subtle body with some more spices. Spices specifically for that particular birth. Remember, birth could be one of the 8.4 million kinds of species, no? It doesn't have to be a human being. So depending on that, she puts the subtle body. He just manipulates that, and then that is what that means by. So subtle body and the soul together is the one who is coming out as Bhuta. I told about that, Bhutas. So that is Bhuta, big always. Then what has happened? It reincarnates to somewhere else again. Some other planet, wherever it is, some other planet, wherever it is, it goes there. And it will get into the womb of some species. And what is happening there? The jiva goes, Paramatma and the jivatma, and the layer also goes. Subtle body also goes. But only thing Maya Devi does is, he just make some changes there, depending on the kinds of species that this jiva is getting into. But grass body is completely thrown out, because grass body is grass body, that is completely material. But subtle body is, you can say it is kind of semi, but it's not spiritual though. It is also material element only, but invisible material element is the subtle body, Susma Sarira. Okay. So anyway, so what did we see today? We just established the fact that the difference between Atma, Jiva, soul. So our focus is on Jiva, which is actually a fallen down. And also we really talked about the Tadastha, the nature of the Tadastha is very difficult to understand. So to really understand when that happened, we have to do a lot of chanting. Lot of chanting. Then your spiritual realm will open, you will be able to understand. Until then, you can only ask questions, but whatever the answer somebody is giving, it cannot understand. It is like I usually explain like this. How will you explain to somebody what is the electric shock? Yeah, you have to give the electric shock. Otherwise, you cannot explain. So there is no way of explaining. So explanation has limitation, but it has to be realized, right? That is Tadastha that I was talking about. Then also I really mentioned that from Vaikunta or any spiritual planets, no Atma can fall down, because there, once it's reached there, you are liberated, you are actually soul or Atma, pure form. So it has no way of falling down once really reach there. But at the same time, this Jiva Shakti coming from Krishna, it really came in the Tadastha region. Why? Because these Jivas came from the belly of Mahavishnu. That is why. So when that happened, as I mentioned, you have to chant to understand this timeless concept. Okay. Now, Jiva has really fallen down. How can really go back? Yes, these scriptures, Jaiva Dharma is talking about Sambandha, Abhideya and Prayojana. But not everybody is doing it. Not that many Jivas are actually busily engaged in reading and understanding and talking about. No. Very rare. This is why a guru comes into picture. Because we are fallen. Jiva is trapped inside a deep well. And Maya Devi has put two kinds of knots, as I mentioned, I and mine. Then, not only that, actually two ropes that I was talking about, two knots. But actually we have more knots. Because when you see the material dimension, it has our world, our Brahmanda has 14 levels. So when you really come down to the earth, you have really fallen down 7 layers already. Of course, if you really gone all the way to Patala Loka, then you have fallen down even 14 levels. Finished. Very bad. That is the place where the hells are also there anyway. So many layers of material worlds that we have fallen down. Think about a moment. Oh my God, I am in the deep well. How am I going to get out? You cannot really get out by yourself. Doesn't matter that you are a greatest, what a high jump, in the sportsman. Doesn't matter. You cannot jump this one. You may be able to really jump some hundreds of meters. These you cannot jump. Can you ever come out by our own efforts? No. We have no way of coming out by ourselves. So we need someone from outside to throw a rope for us. That outside person is Sri Guru. The rope he gives to you is Diksha. Unless we get the Guru and receive Diksha, we have absolutely no way to get out, absolutely no way to get out, absolutely no way to get out. So with that, now next class, we will get into this. Because so far, whatever we did today is just a Jaiva part of the Jaiva Dharma. Nothing more. So the place there where this first chapter and also many chapters that follows, many events in Jaiva Dharma took place in a place called Surabhi Kunj. Surabhi Kunj is a very sacred place in Navadvip Dham. And there we will see Pratyumna Kunja and Madhavi Kunja. There are two wonderful places. And also we will be hearing about Premadasa Babaji, or called Paramahamsa Babaji. Premadasa is also called Paramahamsa Babaji, and also simply called Babaji Mahashaya. This is when lot of confusion will come. He chants 128 rounds of Harinama every day without fail. His guru is Pratyumna Brahmachari. He was an associate of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So it's all linked to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So many wonderful things goes there. So anyway, so today We thought we could really go a little further. In fact, I was even asking Madan Mohini to sing a bhajan. But probably only bhajan we can sing at this class today is probably this no to Goloka. Sorry, no to Vaikunda. Sorry, no one falls from Vaikunda. Of course, we don't want to go to Vaikunda. We want to go to Goloka. But this, what we talked about is just this. Madan Mohini, you want to sing this one, or you want me to sing? With that we can complete.
Guruji, I have one question.
Yes, okay, yeah, questions, yes.
You said like when Mahapralaya happens, all the not liberated souls go back to Mahavishnu. So do they remember everything?
They will be in a deep sleep. They won't know anything.
So when they are again new birth comes, so they don't remember.
They will be awake again.
They will be awake again. But they don't remember anything.
Lot of things when the material world, when a jiva we are talking about, so many things it is blocked. It's because of the Maya's influence. Because of Maya's influence, so many things are blocked. Even we do not even know what was our last birth. We don't know. But when we really come out of this grass body as a Bhuta, along with the subtle body, when we really come out as a ghost, you will be floating just over that grass body, wondering, oh, this was me, I was inside. Oh, then lot of things will also start striking. It will remember the previous birth. But not necessarily everything. Some of the past lives it will be able to remember. But again, only when it really gets into the liberated stage, then completely, it's totally pure. And that time, what it will remember, it can remember whatever that happened, it can remember. But if it will not have any inclination to recollect anything that happened when it was as a jiva. Because why? There is no Maya there, that's number one. Your pleasure is so high. You don't want to really think about anything else. Isn't it? Suppose you are really enjoying very nice feast, very wonderful. That time, until you really finish the meal, do you want to think about, oh my God, that accounting, oh, that I have to see that, nothing. No, because you are so immersed in that, tasting the food, so you don't want to think about it like that. So Jiva is a journey that it is going through so many birth after birth. And whatever the birth it comes into, the previous births will be automatically erased or not erased, it is hidden. It is there. So as soon as then it really leaves the gross body, then the material, the birth and death, they will be able to remember. But when they really get into the belly of Mahavishnu, complete sleep, nothing. See, when you are in the deep sleep, do you think the time passes? Or do you think that, oh, I am actually sleeping on a golden bed or something? It doesn't matter. You don't know anything. The same way, we are sleeping. But okay, at least that is fine. That has happened. But now we are at least given a chance to really progress. So our only worry should be now what? I should really make use of this particular time. If I miss this, I will be again big mistake I will be doing. Yes. That answers to your question?
Yes, Guruji. Thank you.
Okay. No one falls from Vaikunda. No one falls from Goloka. Krishna taught us the Vedanta, Gita and Guru Siddhanta. So no one. So actually, it is coming from a this tune is really coming from a Bhagavad Gita. Yadgadvana nivartande dahdama paramam mama. So this is the last two lines of one particular verse actually. So what that means is, once you really go there, come to my spiritual abode, you will never go down. That's it saying. Bhagavad Gita is saying that. Yad gadva, you come. Na nivartande, that tama, that is my